I want to be a journalist. I want to talk to people. I want to write stories. I want to share the stories of the unrepresented in our community.
I want to better equip people with the knowledge they need in order to be safe in the medical field. And actually being able to do it gives me this rush of joy because I'm impacting the world in a positive way.
I've always wanted to be a journalist. Ideally, I would like to be an investigative journalist or a feature writer.
This life is not always beautiful, and you just gotta keep going and take care of your mental health. And you know, I feel like that's just the beauty of our work as journalists. We really focus on trying to understand the problem and help people.
I'm Jane O'Donnell. I'm the co-founder of the Urban Health Media Project and its CEO, and I was the health policy reporter for USA Today.
There's tremendous potential.
Our mission is to train a diverse group of young people, mostly high school students, to be health and social issue journalists so that they can tell the stories of their communities.
That's where you really can make a difference, right? Because what are you gonna do if you tell the world, but the community itself is not aware of what's going on or doesn't know how to fix it?
What if everyone had access to fresh food? Would childhood obesity still be a thing then?
Growing up as a Black queer kid, you have people in the Black community who hate you, and you have people in the LGBTQ plus community who hate you because you're Black. And for a while, a long time actually, I was just scared to speak up for how I felt. But through this program, it has made me realize that it's okay to speak up and that things will get better when you speak up.
Donovan joined with one of our boot camps this summer. He also was a moderator. We put him into the Therapy Thursday Instagram live rotation.
We have a wellness area, specifically a wellness suite where students can go.
The subject was basically how being back to school was affecting teens and what they could do to cope with it in positive ways.
These young people are getting their news from social media, so we're teaching them how to do it ethically, journalistically, but they're teaching us what they would respond to and how they would want to see it. So it's a real give and take.
Some people don't look at the news or they don't watch TV, so they wouldn't know what things are going on. But if they have an Instagram page that they follow and they constantly get updates from it, then that could be really informing.
My parents are immigrants from India, so I grew up in a community with a lot of people that shared a similar background to me, similar culture. There was a lot of pressure to do well, so the way I expressed myself was always through writing.
One of the things I'm most proud of is the caliber of the people who have instructed these young people since the start.
We might end up using some of the video.
People of color, whenever possible, who have and do work at places like the Wall Street Journal, the Baltimore Sun, the Washington Post, USA Today.
I worked with Rick Hampson. We wrote about housing inequity for LGBTQ youth in Washington, D.C.
Rick Hampson, who was probably the best writer USA Today has had in a number of years, she ended up being the lead writer on the story that his group did.
There was another story that I wrote about mental health and racism, and that story was published on USA Today.
Networking may sound like an odd skill to be trying to impress on these young people, but it's not something they grew up learning.
I've been able to learn a lot from them, like where to start looking for resources. You need to have a lot of connections.
Yesenia is protected by the DACA policy.
And while it's huge, it was a huge relief, it still brings a lot of challenges.
I am Yesenia Barrios. I am a new intern at Urban Health Media Project.
She's able to offer a perspective that the rest of us don't have, and we're giving her the credentials that she needs to work in journalism.
What are red flags to look for in an abusive relationship?
It's important for your deadlines to be on time, because if they're not, you mess up things for yourself and stories that other people are working on.
Jojo is a photographer and a videographer. He has an associate's degree because he went to Bard Early College High School.
I always had this weird feeling inside me, it would be easier if I was a girl. It would have been easier if I was just born this way.
I've done a number of shoots with him on a homeless trans woman in Washington. He himself is a trans male, so is particularly interested in that subject.
I loved hearing her perspective on her life story, and it just really changed my perspective on my own story too.
Every publication, every broadcast outlet wants to hire young people of color. They can make such a difference, and it just means so much to me to be able to give them that chance.
Clicking the link and seeing, oh my God, that's my name on USA Today. It was surreal. The mentors and the editors and the professionals that I've got to work with, they're amazing. They know how to work with students. They have so much knowledge about everything they're talking about, and I'm very proud of the work that the organizations helped me do.